welcome to another Chelsea chat. And last night it was a little 6-1 win at the bookies. 3-0, Chelsea 3, Luton 0. Luton aren't the greatest side in the world. I've got a little bit of affection for Luton in my heart. I lived around that area, saw them play an awful lot. But last night, obviously, I was Chelsea all the way. I think they'll go down unless they buy significantly in January. They're not a great side, but you can only beat what is put in front of you. So all the negativity, oh, it was only Luton. Can you imagine the negativity if we'd drawn or if we'd lost? I thought right from word go, the tempo was good. Yes, there were mistakes. Felt sorry for Caicedo. He fell over. It looked like some of them players, Jackson, Caicedo, Connor once, Gusto, it looks like they'd chosen the wrong studs. Apparently an hour before the game it was torrential rain, and that gives you a bit of a dilemma, as many of you know, what stud to use. Sometimes if it's still a little bit hard underfoot and then you've got a lot of water on top, then it becomes very slippery like an ice rink in studs. So that seemed to be remedied in the second half. But in the first half, I remember Gusto falling over, Jackson falling over, tripping over 2 or 3 times, losing his footing once when he was through, and Caicedo. Caicedo's took a lot of stick this week because, you know, the vegetable element of our particularly online support base, not worth the money. They're basing this on 20 minutes. They're basing this on 20 minutes after one training session in a new team in the Premier League. They're marvellous. They are the best coaches available. They are the best sporting directors available. They've got the lot, some of these people. I don't understand why a lot of them are probably unemployed and still living at home with mum. Because Caicedo this week, probably one of the worst players ever born. Last night, I thought he grew into it. I thought he looked good. I can see why we bought him. A couple of great blocks, a couple of great interceptions. So after a shaky start, particularly against West Ham, and probably the first 10-15 minutes last night, I thought he really grew into the game. Only other people I'm going to mention before I go through the team is Raheem Sterling. What a first goal. That's got to be a contender for goal of the season, and what are we? We're 2 weeks in from the start. Great goal, great feet. Shoved it right up me. People who have been on this channel, the few of you, they'll know that I wanted to sign him. I was a big fan of Sterling. I dreamt that he could bring to us the sort of thing he brought to us last night, but he hasn't been doing it. So I've been criticised for being too hard on him. But the reason I've been too hard on him is because when someone's got ability, I don't like to see them wasting it. Last night, I'll tell you now, Sterling was my man of the match, and he gets 9.5. He was very, very close to getting a 10. Great performance. Jackson last night, superb again, running in the channels and took his goal well, gambled on where that ball was going and got to the ball first. Really pleased to see Nicholas Jackson getting off the mark because, again, the vegetable element, the cabbages, they came for him and said, oh, you know, he's not scored in 2 games. New country, new league, new team. He's not scored. He's not good enough for Chelsea. You know what it's like. If someone comes on for 10 minutes and they don't set the world alight, they're rubbish and they should be sold in the morning. But no, well done Nicholas Jackson. Well done the whole team. I thought Conor Gallagher was superb last night. If Sterling hadn't been so good, Gallagher would have been my man of the match. So I'll go through them right from the start. Sanchez, he was in goal. Great save, and I'll tell you what, he came and punched the ball that nearly went the halfway line. It looked really assured last night. Another guy that's getting a lot of stick. I didn't want to buy him. Brighton's third choice. You wonder why. Is it attitude? Is it ability? But from what I've seen so far, he's a steady goalkeeper. Probably more reliable from the point of view of shot stopping than Kepa, and certainly more reliable than Edouard Mendy in his off form days. So yeah, well done Sanchez last night. He gets a 7. Right back was Gusto. He gets a 7. Thought he played. He's not Reece James. He's a 19-year-old kid. He's been getting hammered. Oh, we need Reece James. Blah 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 blah. I thought he did well last night. Always makes himself available from an attacking point of view. Little bit weak defensively, but getting shoved off the ball. But that will come as his physique builds up and he gets a bit older. That will come. Inside him, Dizazi, one mistake that I can think of that could have let a better team in, but generally decent all round. I don't think, from what I see in early days, and again, you can't judge a player after a couple, 2 or 3 games. I don't think he looked any better than Trevor Chalobah. But of course, this is the hierarchy at the club. Chalobah, if he's sold, will be pure profit, and it's probably business sense to bring in someone like Dizazi. I don't think he's got Trevor's speed, but what do I know? He did a decent game last night, 6.5. Thiago Silva, load of people wanted him dropped this week. I didn't. I thought we might do against Luton, but sometimes you need a cool head. Last night he won some great headers. He organised that back line. I don't think people realise just what an organisational input he has. And he gets a 7.5 last night. The other side of him, Colwill, got absolutely rinsed on one occasion that I can remember. Still very naive. We all said we expect him to make mistakes, but did a lot more good than bad, and he gets a 6.5 last night, coming along nicely. Chilwell, not his greatest game, but always available. I'm gonna knock a mark off for him not shooting when he was through. He only had to. He could have put it either side of the goalkeeper. But he tried passing to Sterling, and I thought that was mental. I know it was on his wrong foot, but come on, professional footballer, just hit it with your right, place it. Yeah, you were 10 yards out, was he? Something like that. So Chile's only going to get a 6 because of that one incident. He had a fair enough game. No, he's a quality player. In front of them, Enzo, always available. Hit a shot that did it hit the post? Can't remember now. Hit another shot that's probably still in orbit somewhere, but always made himself available. Quality act and fundamental to the way Poch plays. Last night he gets a 7. Caicedo last night he gets a 7. As I say, mistake in the first. Well, not mistake. He tripped. He fell over, slipped. Could have been against a better side. It could have been costly, but it wasn't. He gets a 7, and I can see why we've bought him. In front of them, Conor Gallagher, he gets a 9. Absolutely superb. All those that want him sold, I'll tell you what, we would miss him. If he goes, he goes. But if he goes, someone's getting a top notch player, and I think some of those people that want him sold for whatever reason, whatever their agenda is, or they just don't rate him, which is their choice. I think they'll be sorry. Just my opinion. So yeah, he gets a 9, and Sterling we've already spoken about. Superb. Just good attitude. But direct, scored a great goal. Did his defensive duties well. Raheem Sterling that should, if he turns up like that every week, he's gonna be player of the year. Let's hope he does. Let's hope he shoves it right up, mate. And up front, Nicolas Jackson gets an 8.5. Slips over a few times, couple of times made the wrong decision, but he's a young man just learning his game, and what a player he's going to be. What a player he is going to be. I thought he was hard working last night, and I was pleased to see him get his goal. He's a proper handful for anyone, isn't he? Let's face it. Not going to score the subs. Poch gets an 8 because we won 3-0. Couldn't see much that he did wrong, really. I suppose there are people out there that say he picked the wrong side because they know better, but fortunately, he's the manager of Chelsea Football Club. He makes the decisions, and he either keeps or loses his job on that basis. So I'm quite happy to say, right, you seem to know what you're doing. You seem to be motivating them. Mind you, if you can't motivate an £800 million side, who can you motivate? I won't take that away. That's not Poch's fault, and he seems to be doing a great job so far, which again stuffs it right up me. Shows you exactly what I know, doesn't it? And that's why he gets the big bucks. And as I say, some of these are at home playing FIFA in their mum's house and not managing Chelsea. So yeah, good performance, not great performance, but the signs are there that we're growing into a team. I was pleased. I was pleased. It was entertaining. We played some nice stuff. Some of the one-touch stuff. I think it was Enzo, Jackson, and Sterling. Absolutely superb. Reminded me of sort of early Mourinho days. So it's all looking good. All looking good. Luton brought 3,000. Well done on them. I wish Luton every luck during the season. They've already got the diving. They've already got the dark arts down to a T. So who knows? They might survive. I didn't really see much of a style of football that they were trying to do. It was just hoof, wasn't it? But if that works for you, then great. And I really do hope they stay up, because I've got a lot of Luton Town friends, and yeah, I'd like to see them. I'd like to see them do well, apart from when they're playing against us. Okay, folks, short and sweet, but not a lot I can say, really. I'm not going to get into some of the things I've seen on the internet this week. What's the point? What is the point of engaging with some of these cabbages? Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and yeah, give the video a like, and I shall speak to you soon. Up to Chelsea.